it became a very large story, and the Astros denied it, saying how irresponsible it was for Sports Illustrated, which is still breaking stories, I guess. I didn't know what happened to the magazine since they got purchased. Still breaking stories. The Astros denied it. Unfortunately, they couldn't deny it because it actually happened. Mr. Taubman did say those words in the general direction of 3 different women. So then today, just as we're going to air, out it came. 2 more statements, including one from an assistant GM, which you never do. We've never had our assistant GM give a statement. Maybe on a waiver claim when we wanted to just throw him a bone. But otherwise, you never hear any quotes from an assistant GM. And a statement? No. Which means this was completely workshopped. It was written for him by the Astros crisis PR people. Brendan Taubman didn't write this because I'm hoping he has better grammar. The grammar mistakes in this statement are shocking, but it was put together because they realized that this was becoming a huge distraction. MLB called the owner of the Astros, I guarantee you this is how it happened, and said, hey, listen, Jim Crane, you got to do something about this. This is the World Series. This is where we make our money as an industry. We have all the VIPs in Houston, and all anyone's talking about is your goddamn assistant general manager. And that's how they would say it, just like that. Maybe worse words. So the statement reads as follows. This past Saturday, during our clubhouse celebration, I used inappropriate language for which I am deeply sorry and embarrassed. In retrospect, I realized that my comments were unprofessional and inappropriate. My overexuberance in support of a player has been misinterpreted as a demonstration of a regressive attitude about an important social issue. Did you get that mouthful? This is written by a professional. My overexuberance in support of a player has been misinterpreted as a demonstration of a regressive attitude about an important social issue. Osuna, in Game 6, had blown the save. He gave up a home run to DJ LeMahieu. He got bailed out by his offense, Jose Altuve, who hit a 2-run walk-off home run against Aroldis Chapman, the closer, who'd also been suspended, by the way, for the New York Yankees. So why in the clubhouse I'd be hugging Osuna, I'd be spraying champagne on him, but I certainly, let me get the quote, I'm going to get it exact again. Thank God we got Osuna. I'm so effing glad we got Osuna. There's no other way to interpret that statement. You're not saying that because thank God he blew the save. He didn't even get the save. Thank God he got the save. Thank God we got him. Ken Giles may have been just as good. It's possible they could have closed with Harris or Presley, although Presley had been hurt. I just don't know why you poked the bear if you are the assistant GM. Clearly, he didn't mean to, because it then goes on. Those that know me, in English you say those who know me. Those, I'm going to say who, know me, know that I'm a progressive and charitable member of the community and a loving and committed husband and father. I don't know what being a progressive member of the community is, so I don't know why the PR department and the crisis PR team chose progressive. I think what he meant to say is that he's very hip in terms of all the social issues, so he definitely is not in favor of domestic violence. Do you have to be progressive not to be in favor of domestic violence? I'm going to have to think about that as I keep reading. I hope those who know me understand that the Sports Illustrated article does not reflect who I am or my values. I am sorry if anyone was offended, if anyone were offended, by my actions. I think it's a horrific statement, but then the Astros had to double down because MLB made Jim Crane, the owner of the Astros, do a whole nother statement after the Astros had done a statement before. But here's the difference, and it's subtle, but we did it with the Marlins. People do it all over sports. Some statements come from the team. Some statements come from the team spokesman. Some statements come from the owner through a team spokesman. This one came from the owner, through the owner, not the GM, not the team president. This is the owner, and not through his spokesman. The Astros continue to be committed to using our voice to create awareness and support on the issue of domestic violence. I can't blame them for that first sentence. They've certainly created awareness because we're all talking about it on the eve of World Series Game 1. We not only ensure mandatory training annually for all of our employees, that's actually mandatory for everyone in baseball, as set forth by Major League Baseball. We have also created an important partnership with the Texas Council on Family Violence and have raised over $300,000 through our initiatives to help various agencies providing important support for this cause. We have raised over $300,000. We traded for Osuna. We pay him millions. We have partnerships, right? If you look at the train in the remember to hit the cough button. In Houston, they've got the train at Minute Maid Park. Under that train, they have core partners, they call them. These are major partnerships. $300,000 in MLB, the Houston Astros, that's not even a big donation. We fully support MLB and baseball's stance and values regarding domestic violence. That last sentence is written by MLB, and I'm going to explain to you how it changes. When a player gets suspended for drug use, the last sentence always reads, "We fully support MLB and baseball's Joint Drug Prevention Act." When it's a domestic violence suspension, we fully support MLB and baseball's stance and values regarding domestic violence. If it's someone dying of opioids, when those tests start, this last sentence will change to read opioids. Anything that MLB is doing, the last sentence has to be from the owner supporting MLB because we are a franchise of MLB. Why is this statement so crazy and ridiculous to me? It doesn't say anything. He is not doing anything about his assistant GM who said the comment. He's not apologizing to the women in the locker room. He's not apologizing for the behavior of his closer. The purpose of this statement was to try to cut the distraction off at the head. What this statement actually does is make it even bigger. But guess where you're not going to hear about this? On the Fox broadcast tonight. Wait to see. That's not my wait to see segment, but you just wait to see whether they're going to cover this very important issue that matters. I would take the under